Yo, what's up guys? Today we are reacting to another one of these news type of reactions, and today this is how Finland and Sweden would transform NATO's military capabilities. Guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy these type of reactions. It's basically more informative, I guess, and hey, let's see what they have to say.
Both NATO and Russia have eyes on this Swedish island. Once inhabited by Vikings in as early as the 8th century, this piece of land is of strategic importance. That's because it's located in the center of the Baltic Sea and is on NATO's European front line. But it's also the only waterway where Russia has direct access to the west. Gotland is just one small...
Gotland, okay. I didn't see the L. Gotland.
Part of how NATO could benefit if Sweden and Finland become members of the bloc. Both nations have said they will take steps to apply for membership of the Western Military Alliance.
Okay, and I think Finland, well, I know that Finland has already joined NATO, but I don't know if Sweden has yet. They haven't, I think they announced it, but I don't know if they are officially in yet. I haven't checked. But I know Finland has. They have raised their flags in the NATO.
It is a very significant shift. These are two countries that have sought to take a position of military non-alignment.
Finnish and Swedish membership in NATO would greatly enhance the defense of the Baltic region and reduce the chances of Russian adventurism or attack across the air, land, and sea domains in an integrated fashion.
Analysts say the expansion of the bloc could make NATO stronger and affect Russia's current strategy in Ukraine. To understand how, we need to look at the geography and military capabilities of both countries. The location of both Sweden and Finland would mean the alliance has significantly more land in the east of Europe. Take Finland, for example. It has an 830-mile-long border with Russia. But if we look a little closer, we can see that this border is full of lakes and marshland with very few roads for military vehicles such as tanks to travel on. Analysts say those conditions would be beneficial for NATO in any potential combat situation with Russia.
From a NATO point of view, it's a huge opportunity. So you think about combat in Ukraine over by Kiev, where Russia was trying to push down really narrow roads. That's Finland.
One key area for Russia is the Kola Peninsula, where Moscow houses sub-launched ballistic missiles that are key to its nuclear arsenal. Currently, the only NATO country bordering the zone is Norway.
Well, that changed this week. Finland is already in NATO, so the thing is, sorry about my voice. The thing is, Finland joined NATO as a defense mechanism, right? What worries me is if, you know, like, let's say the United States decide they want to invade Russia. That would be insane, right? That would be the start of World War III.
Analysts say if Finland joins the bloc, it would increase pressure on the region.
So suddenly if Finland's having an exercise up here, it's not just Norwegian forces, you know, maybe a brigade or two. Now suddenly it might be 50,000 troops. So again, Russia has to now divert troops up there.
In Sweden, Gotland is strategic for Russia because it could be a base to protect its naval forces in the Baltic Sea.
And they would use that as a base of operations for amphibious assault, for land attack, for air attack, and for naval attack.
In 2017, NATO and Sweden worked together on a simulated mission of a Baltic Sea attack, which Al Burke said concluded the island would be a central part of any invading strategy. Although Finland and Sweden have been close NATO partners for decades and worked on such joint missions, they have remained militarily non-aligned. For centuries, Sweden has largely avoided involvement in military conflicts, while Finland stayed out of NATO after the alliance formed in 1949, largely to avoid provoking Russia.
Yeah, so from what I learned in the last video was that Finland was neutral until last year, when they actually decided that, you know, it's worth thinking about joining NATO, and they finally did. And it's purely based on defense and fear of being attacked like Ukraine was, right?
So the fact that they are deciding now to potentially join the alliance, I think is very significant and speaks to the sense of vulnerability that countries feel in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Russia's invasions of Georgia in 2008 and Crimea in 2014 sounded alarm bells in both nations, but the current war pushed them to reconsider NATO membership. In response, Russia, which has long stood against any eastward expansion of the bloc, has issued threats. According to the Kremlin, Russian President Vladimir Putin told the Finnish president that ending the country's decades-long non-aligned defense policy would be a mistake for Helsinki. And Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Grushko said that Moscow would need to take adequate precautionary measures if NATO were to deploy infrastructure for nuclear weapons near Russia's borders, including in Finland.
I think one...
Yeah, because as far as I know from the previous video as well, Finland was kind of like a bridge, kind of like it separated NATO from Russia, so it kind of like was the common ground. And now that Finland is in NATO, that there is no common ground. They're literally bordering Russia.
One of the reasons
830 miles
that we saw the invasion of Ukraine is because they are not a member of NATO, and that, you know, Russia felt that they could therefore take the action they did without incurring a direct response from NATO. And so I think that is something that will be playing into Moscow's strategic calculus, that once these states are, if they become members of NATO, then it will have to take more indirect action.
The addition of Finland and Sweden to NATO would also enhance some of the bloc's shortfalls in air defense, according to Al Burke.
They do not have sufficient vehicle-mounted air defense systems. NATO air defenses, especially in the East, are very, very weak. And again, this is a huge capability shortfall that NATO is attempting to address.
Sweden's advanced purchases of air-launched cruise missiles and Finland's $9.4 billion purchase of 64 cutting-edge US F-35 fighter jets would significantly improve NATO's air defense and attack capabilities. And it could require Russia to add countermeasures to that potential threat, analysts say, spreading its resources thin while trying to establish air dominance. But some analysts also believe that the introduction of Sweden and Finland into the bloc could fit into a broader plan by Russian President Vladimir Putin to realign his forces to different regions.
I think Russia thought a long time ago that Finland and Sweden would end up joining NATO. I think it helps Putin in terms of his messaging that NATO is scary, so that he can divert resources from human development in Russia towards military.
Yeah, so it kind of defeats the purpose if you're helping NATO, if you're helping Putin invest all the resources in military, you're making it stronger. So I don't know what this will do. I have no idea what this will do. I just want, as I've said in previous videos, I just want peace in the world. Guys, if you want to check out this video, the link will be in the description. This video was by Eve Hartley, so she did a great job with that. What are your thoughts in the current situation with Sweden and Finland joining NATO? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. It's always nice to read your comments. Just keep the peace, guys. Don't fight in the comments. I ask you, please. And if you guys enjoy these type of reactions, if it's, you know, more informative or educational, then hey, let me know. Guys, thank you for watching. If you guys want me to react to anything else, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.